Is wholesaling recession proof? And to elaborate, most wholesalers that I know are doing less volume during this economic cycle. Are their business models faulty, or is wholesaling indeed not fully recession proof? Start us off, Steve.
I think wholesaling, for the most part, if done correctly, is recession proof. But I think that a lot of the things that happened was we got a little ahead of our skis. I think we started spending more on marketing. We tried to get out of the business, and we weren't running the business the right way. I got a chance to read a book, Anti-Fragile, very, very recently. It's an incredible book, and it talks about how to be able to survive, right, any winter. And I put myself, by the way, in this category as well. If I was just focused on only wholesaling, if I didn't have any other sources of revenue, I'd be hurting even more than the pain I feel today. So I think if you're running it the right way, with the right leadership, with the right cash reserves, and looking into the future versus being focused on just the present, I think you're fine. We see a lot of peers that are operating that way. They've adjusted for it. But if you don't have a track record, if you don't have if you haven't been doing this for more than a couple of years, you don't know what this market is like, right? Like, this is, by the way, is not an awful market. This is actually what a normal market is. But you don't, if you're not ready for this because you've been basing your business off the last 2-3 years, your business is definitely not going to be recession proof.
Ding, ding. Yes, it's been an awfully normal market as of late. It really has. All right, Jimmy, what are your thoughts?
I think wholesaling is recession proof. I had a really interesting conversation with Jason Lewis about this in December. I think wholesaling's hardest when we're not either in a boom or in a bust or not in a recession. So the problem, like what we saw in Q4, was the gap between what a seller thought their house was worth and what a buyer would buy it for was just too far apart. So there was no distressed sales, but then there was also no rising market like we saw 2 years ago where you just needed to get a house and you could sell it. So when there's no movement in the market, what we kind of saw in Q4, I think that's the hardest time to wholesale. So I go to Jason, I'm like, so what are you going to do? He's like, well, either prices will start going up and I'll wholesale again, or we'll have some catastrophic economic event which will create distressed sales and I'll start wholesaling again. So I think you can look at wholesaling as when there's that big gap. That's the hardest time to wholesale, not necessarily in a recession.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. What are your thoughts, RJ? Wholesaling, recession proof or no?
And could you be as optimistic as you've been throughout the entire call?
I got you right here, Jimmy. Okay.
Wait, who's this one sponsored by?
Here's how wholesaling is recession proof. Okay. First, you're going to go to my link on Instagram and you're going to get the titanium vault for free. Okay. Then you're going to get in your car and use your Michelin tires to go get a Celsius energy drink. And then you're going to go find houses with driving in your car that are distressed, that are always going to need to be sold. Okay. For lunch, you're going to eat your Chick-fil-A. And after that, you're going to get a property under contract. And then you're going to celebrate by drinking your Fireball cinnamon whiskey. And that is how wholesaling is recession proof.
Thank you.
Holy shit. All right, CJ, what about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, look, wholesaling is definitely recession proof at the end of the day. It's not recession proof if you don't know how to pivot, if you don't know how to make adjustments inside of your business and how you're running your business. One model that we've been working on for the past year and a half that's just doing extremely well right now is focusing on making a sales and marketing company that produces contracts and focuses on alternate markets. You can hand off a bulk of the work to somebody else on a JV strategy. And that works really well, I think, in markets like this. I think there's a ton of buyers still in the market. It's not 2008 in the sense of, look, Wall Street wasn't in the business in 2008. I think Wall Street and institutional buyers are going to come in heavier than ever when this thing goes to bottom out. And I think there's going to be tremendous opportunity to take advantage of then. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think wholesaling is recession proof. But if you're still doing the same thing now that you were doing 12 months ago and expecting it to hold you through, maybe that's not going to work. But yeah, I don't think you got to have pause for concern with that.